It's a beautiful Monday, March 2nd, and you're listening to the Oklahoma Breakdown with Ikard and Lehman, presented by Riverwind Casino. Riverwind is Oklahoma City's premier casino experience, and there are so many reasons why Riverwind is consistently voted OKC's #1 casino, but it all starts with their amazing variety of gaming thrills and excitement. Riverwind's beautiful award-winning environment plays host to more than 2,800 of the latest electronic games with a huge selection of table games, including blackjack match roulette, and Teddy's favorite, co-raps. No matter what your game, Riverwind has it in spades and hearts. And to learn more about their gaming promotions and entertainment options, all you got to do is visit riverwind.com. Riverwind Casino, always a good time. And my goodness, the Sooners made some noise in Indy.
Wow. That might be, I don't know. Someone could maybe find one better, but where all the guys just show up and put on massive performances and, get a bunch of headlines. That's about as good of a team combine performance as I can remember.
I'm with you, man. And this is why I love when they send a lot of guys to the combine. Because I get to watch on the couch and yell like a lunatic when guys do great things like they did. That's why I like them sending double-digit players every year. I love the combine, man. I love sitting and watching it. I love watching the drills. I love watching the 40s. I love watching it all. And it was so much fun watching these guys perform. And some of them, I think they made themselves a lot of money, baby.
Yeah, it was great. We went right from the Winter Olympics to the Underwear Olympics, and I think Oklahoma won the games. Yeah, it was impressive. And it started off, early, whenever the first guys running, the time started to come through, got off to a solid start, and just kept up in the game throughout the whole weekend.
So let's try to do something creative when it comes to talking about all 10 of these guys that were at the combine. Ted, how about we do it this way? Let's rank the best performances.
Okay.
Typically you would go 10 to 1, but I feel like 1 to 10 is more fun. Which way do you want to do it?
Let's go 1 to 10.
Number one's got to be Deion Burks, right?
Dude. The 40 is, as fast as it is like the least surprising time or statistic that he posted his whole time there. Just incredible stuff. That broad jump, the bench press, 26 at 180 pounds? That's crazy.
Strong.
That's crazy.
Burks has to be, he has to be the #1 performer for the Sooners, right?
Has to be.
We'll get to Halton. We'll get to RSJ. Like, those guys killed it. But
not too that doesn't knock anyone else's performance down, but in the group of freaks, he was by far the freakiest, and that's a crazy group of wide receivers.
He runs a 4.31, which is first among the wide receivers. He ran a 1.49.10, which this is the best way to put it. That's insanely fast.
Yeah.
Acceleration. First among the wide receivers. A 42.5-inch vert. First Crazy. Among the wide receivers. A 10.11 broad, which is fantastic. I think that was third.
Yeah,
of all the wide receivers.
He's not a tall guy, and it helps to be tall in the broad jump. And the fact that he still went almost 11 feet in the broad is crazy.
We talked about it for a couple of years now. He's a Ferrari.
Yep.
And he proved it, man. That was one of the most impressive performances from any OU player ever at the NFL Combine.
It has to be. Crazy.
And it kind of leads to the conversation of why wasn't that guy more productive if he's this crazy of an athlete? And it's kind of what we've been saying for a couple of years now.
Yep. That's the crazy thing, and there's a lot of excuses. The quarterback play hasn't been at its best, and I think there's excuses for that. It's just the timing for his tenure at Oklahoma was not great. He was here probably during our, I mean, not probably, the lowest output we've had offensively around here for probably 2 decades or more. So the timing just wasn't great. But we say this every year. When you go out and put numbers up like that, everyone's going to look at your film trying to find a reason why they should draft you, not a reason why they shouldn't.
No doubt. And
Changes everything.
I mean, he had his injury issues, right? He had some things that bothered him over the last couple seasons, but watching him put on this show at the combine, I was sitting there, I was fired up, but I also was like, dang it, man, how was this guy not like a 1,200-yard receiver each season he was here? Like, I was fired up and frustrated at the same time. And I know I wasn't the only OU person feeling that way.
When I was watching the replay of his 40, I was thinking, that looks like a go ball receiver to me right there.
Dude. I I turned I was watching it with my 4-year-old and 2-year-old, and they know who Deion Burks is. Like I'm teaching these kids, okay? And they were just like, Daddy, he's so fast. And I was like, I know. Why didn't he catch more deep over routes? And my kids were looking at me like, what? Dude, are you okay?
Yeah, it's frustrating, but I'm thrilled for him.
Yeah, no doubt.
I don't know where he was going to fall in the mix of wide receivers. Because it's a really talented group. There's a bunch of big time players, but a performance like that is going to throw a wrench into the gears of what people thought about how it's all going to break down on draft day.
I I have a hard time believing he's not going to be a day 2 guy after that performance.
Yep.
I think he was viewed kind of like a top 100 pick, and I think you nailed it. People are going back to look at the tape, going, okay, let's take another look at this because these are elite numbers. The only thing that isn't great is, hey, he's only 5'10 and 180 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're 5'10 and 180 pounds and you can run like that, every team will find a way to use you.
He needs some space as a wide receiver. And the offenses he played in here at Oklahoma over the last couple of years have not been great at creating space to where you could see his talents really unfold out there on the field. But there's some offenses in the NFL that are really good at creating space. And, there's a need for guys that can play in the slot and have the shiftiness that he does, the speed that he does. Incredible. That was great.
His lack of production over his 2 seasons here, since I've been doing the radio broadcast, Ted, like it's going to be one of the big what ifs for me.
Yep.
But thrilled for him. There is simply no denying he did himself a whole lot of good with that performance. Yep. That was awesome.
Really impressive. Really impressive. Everyone's walking away from the combine and they know who Deion Burks is. And that's the ultimate goal.
Who had the second best performance of the Sooners there?
I think you got to go Gracen Halton. And to build on, not only were his numbers all fantastic, but he builds off the great Senior Bowl he had, the great end of the season. I mean, if you want to start like in November to where we are today, there may not be a single player in the entire country that has improved their position more than Gracen Halton.
Measured at 6'3", 293, 31 and an eighth inch arm. Not super long arms, but I don't think that's a number that's going to scare anyone off. But How smooth did he look running that 4.82 in the 40? My
Looked
goodness.
great. Looked great.
It was the third amongst the D tackle group, but I would make the argument that no one looked smoother doing it than
Well, you got to
him.
look good doing it. That counts too.
Did you see he hit 20.92 miles per hour?
Yep.
That guy can
Striding
almost
it
get his
out.
speeding ticket in a park.
Striding it out. He looked
I,
good, man. And I just the the body of work that he's put together over the last 2 months is incredible.
I I knew he was going to have a really good 10 time, and he did. He had a 170, which I believe was fourth, tied for fourth among all the defensive tackles. But that top speed number, that's really impressive, man.
Yep.
Like that is moving at 293 pounds. And that's not even the most impressive thing he did. The vert was the most impressive thing he did. We talked about it coming into it. The explosive stuff would be the key for him. We thought it would be where he would really show the type of athlete he was. And 36 and a half on the vert at 293. Whew.
It requires some power to accelerate 300 pounds in the air like that. That's really impressive. The broad jump was good. Like he checks every single box. Top speed, the athleticism, the explosiveness. I love what he did. I love what he did. And I am so happy for him because of the player he's been here. Because there's been a lot of big names on the D line at linebacker, and to some degree he's flown under the radar. But we talked quite a bit about he's kind of the glue or the extra element that D line group really needed. That twitchiness, the ability to run, all the things he did on the interior, just fantastic for him. I don't know. How much do you think he's improved himself?
A lot. You combine it. I think
Because the film's going to be great.
the film is great, but the film is interesting, Ted. And I don't know if this is a strange reaction to watching him put on the performance he did at the combine. I kind of had a similar reaction to the way that I reacted to Burks. Because when you look at Halton, 4.82 in the 40, 36 and a half inch vert, which was the best of any defensive tackle there. He had a 9.6 broad, which I think was tied for second best. Part of me watched that and went, if we just let this guy play three technique and let him go straight for the last two seasons, like what would the production be? You know what I mean?
That's true.
Instead of all the twisting. Now, you cannot complain. We've been awesome on defense the last two seasons.
Yep.
Clearly, the system works. But I'd be lying if there wasn't part of me that went, man, if you just let that guy go straight and use that explosiveness, that get off, like maybe he's got 4 or 5 more sacks than he did over the last couple of seasons. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think it's just kind of the nature of what the college game is offensively, like how you have to defend multiple things on every snap and try and find a way to be gap sound, maybe with not having the numbers. So you got to twist some of those guys in the run game. And the good news is for him, there's a whole lot less of that at the next level. And go beat the guy in front of you is, the majority of what you're going to do. And I don't know. I'm with you. He, the interior rush, we thought that maybe he was going to be a guy that got to the quarterback more, but you're right. It's hard to really complain because we play incredible team defense and they split the production up between all those guys quite a bit. But I mean, day 2 at the latest for him right now.
And anyone that's been around him, obviously OU fans know. If you listen to this podcast, you know just how fantastic Gracen Halton is to be around.
Yep.
One of my favorite guys to talk to before games, after games, since I started doing the radio broadcast. The best way to put it, he is a delightful person to be around.
Yeah, and that matters, man. And we talked about it at the Senior Bowl. He's got a big personality, super outgoing, funny, engaging. That makes an impression on the guys that are hanging around there, the scouts, the GMs, the coaches. And then, you perform well there. They remember you and you go to the combine. You didn't just blend in with the crowd. You stick out a little bit, and then you make waves again at the combine. I am very, very happy for him.
Thrilled for him, man. It watching him do what he did there, it just brought a smile to my face. It was one of those, he ripped off that 40 and I was going, let's go. It was just, I was just he is just he's a breath of fresh air to be around, and it was awesome to see him have that type of performance because we knew he was capable of doing something
Yep.
really special there. Like we knew the type of athlete Gracen is, and some guys don't go and perform well in Indianapolis. They don't, and I was just really, really thrilled knowing what we knew about some of the times that he'd been putting up in training that he was able to go and put up a big performance. I was pumped, man. Really pumped.
Yep. It was awesome. Really. I mean, I just keep going back to the fact that I think, it's just so hard to know because you can have guys that are really fast that have, consistently laid down good times throughout strength and conditioning, and off-season testing at Oklahoma, and they can fly. But sometimes those results just don't happen at the combine for whatever reason. Got a bad start, weren't feeling your best, whatever it is. Pretty much everyone that it went above expectations for me.
Well, we got to keep ranking these
All right.
guys. Maybe this is where it starts getting a little more difficult. Maybe not. Third best performance, RSJ, right?
Dude, to run the way he did, and he did really good on everything else, but that was the loud moment that he needed because he's got great size at safety, great length, and you go run a 4.3, buddy, job well done. Incredible.
Well, let's give it to Robert Spears-Jennings then. Third best performance, and it was a heck of a performance, man. First of all, 6'2", 205 when it comes to the measurements there in Indy, 32.5-inch arm. So, I mean, got some good length at the safety position, which is what teams are always looking for in the back end of their defense. And then the old 4.3, 240 will get your attention.
Oh, my gosh.
Dude, how smooth did he look doing it?
It looked like he took 10 steps to cover 40 yards.
Daniel Jeremiah was like, man, he is striding it out.
Yeah. That was awesome.
It was one of those where it looked like he didn't get to like fully upright running until about like 33 yards, and then it was over.
That's how it looks. The faster you are, the longer it takes to get to that spot. And he was just and you see the guys that run the fastest times. It is super efficient, straight line, covering ground. And I saw, there's the picture of some of the guys. I think OU put it up. I think Burks was on there and he was on there. Just totally relaxed face, like not straining. Like that's how you run fast. That was awesome.
35-inch vert, 10.5 broad.
Ooh.
Both really solid numbers. You combine that with 4.32, and I imagine RSJ was very excited. Like he had to have known he was about to put up a really, really good time.
Oh yeah.
And
you don't accidentally run that number.
You know what I mean? It's like, that didn't just happen by accident. But I think a lot of people probably thought he was more like a 4.5 guy. And I wasn't shocked. I knew he was fast, but I'm going to be real. I didn't know he was 4.32 fast. I didn't know that.
No.
That is.
No.
Helped himself a lot, clearly.
that there's fast, and then there's like another region where there's very few human beings that ever get into that world, and that's where he is. And you combine it with the measurables, and I mean, his film's going to look great. His coaches that they talk to are going to just, you know, say all kinds of great things about him as a leader, as a teammate, everything you want to hear. I mean, that's another guy that I don't know where he was on the radar for people, but you look at the length, the height, the size to play safety, and the ability to cover ground like that. Okay, people are going to have to reevaluate their safety order.
I also thought he looked really good in the drills.
Mm-hmm.
His gauntlet drill, he looked like a big wide receiver going through it.
Yep.
I mean, he looked explosive, he looked athletic, he looked smooth. Hands looked really good. I I thought he looked some of the kind of the change of direction stuff they put the safeties through. Thought he looked really sudden and explosive. I think overall, like clearly the 40 is what everyone's going to be talking about, and rightfully so. 4.32 is very fast. But
Crazy
I thought his on-field stuff was also really good.
Yeah.
From what I saw. I was
Yeah.
like, dang, man, have yourself a day, RSJ.
Well, whenever you have the size that he does and you can move like that and be quick and efficient, it translates very well on video. And he turned a lot of heads massively. I don't know what the projections were going in, but they're going to be changing coming out
I I have to imagine that's the case.
in a big way.
All right, so our top three performances from the OU guys at the combine. We went with Burks, Halton, and then RSJ. Let's rank the other ones. But first, download the Loves app from Love's Travel Stops, your guide to savings on the road. Fill up for less with the discount on fuel, 10 cents off on every gallon of gas, and 25 cents off on every gallon of auto diesel. And don't forget, in the store, you can unlock mobile deals on the Love's app to save on snacks, drinks, and select meals at Love's restaurants. Plus, you can plan your pit stops for your next road trip with the map and route planner. All from Love's, the heart of the highway.
Steaks are back. Didi Ranch's luxury steak cuts are restocked and ready to ship straight to your door. From mouth-watering ribeyes to silky smooth fillets, this is the best beef Oklahoma has to offer. And here's the kicker. They're now shipping next day air for free when you use code SOONER at checkout. That's right. Next day air like Amazon Prime, but for steak. Didi Ranch delivers taste and tradition the luxurious way.
And we are brought to you by Simple Modern, the Oklahoma Sooners official drinkware partner. The weather's turning, spring break is on the calendar, and spring sports schedules are heating up. Between tournaments, weekend getaways, and afternoons spent cheering on the Sooners, you and your family are on the move. Good news. That's where Simple Modern really shines. The new Mesa Loop is built for every loop of your family's spring, from early morning games to long days on the road. It's the grab-and-go bottle that keeps up with it all. And like everything Simple Modern makes, it delivers serious quality at a price that makes sense. And with 10% of profits going to charity, many right here in Oklahoma, every sip supports Oklahomans. Simple Modern, good everywhere. Okay, I feel like the top three were pretty easy because those three dudes had ridiculous days. But who do you think deserves the fourth spot? I feel like it's got to be between Kanak, R. Mason Thomas, and Owen Heinecke.
Yeah. R. Mason Thomas, I thought he ran really well.
He lost his hat.
Lost his hat, created a bit of a moment, which you want. That's something that you want, right? Like if he had like a button to push mid run that could eject his hat, it's a talking point. People see it. It makes the rounds. It's good for you. I think that number's good. I think it's a number that he'll probably improve on at Pro Day if he comes and performs at Pro Day. But with Kanak and Heinecke doing everything, I'd probably lean towards those guys. And I thought Kanak really stood out in the group of tight ends and started to get quite a few people talking about him.
All right, let's give Kanak the fourth spot then. Another
Fine with that.
another guy that, let's just be real, we love him.
And that one was not a shock. We knew he was going to run. Oh well, I mean, uh, it, we knew that the other guys were going to run well, but some of the numbers were jaw dropping. But Kanak at tight end, size showed up at a good size. 4'5", tight end. You're going to find yourself at the top of the list of that group, and everything else was really in line and looked pretty good.
If there weren't just a couple of absolute mutants
Yeah,
in the draft at tight end this year, Kanak maybe would have had the best time amongst the group, but he goes 4.52.
Whew.
And it looked smooth and fat. Like it looked exactly how we thought it was going to look from Jaren Kanak. Now his measurable 6'2", 234. It'll be interesting to see how a lot of NFL teams view him. I continue to believe that his path to having an NFL career is special teams. But some people are going to be interested in a 234-pound athlete that can run 4.52. And they're going to think, hey, we can find some things to do with this guy. So it looked good, man. And had the 36-inch vert, which was tied for sixth best among the tight ends. Had a 9'11 broad. I think that was top 10 as well for the position group. Like, the dude is an athlete.
Yep.
We knew this, but he went to Indy and proved it. So now it becomes, okay, what's his NFL future like? I'm not entirely sure, but I know the dude's a really good athlete. I know that, and the tests prove it.
Yeah. And I know there's going to be one. I know there's going to be an NFL future, here's the thing, 235 pounds. He doesn't have the size to play an inline tight end in the NFL, but as a move guy, as a fullback, there's still teams that use that. And whenever they start digging into him, it's like he's played tight end for 1 year, right? So whenever you put up good numbers, like we said earlier, they're going to go back and view your film differently. Well, he only played tight end 1 year. We can give him more refinement in the blocking avenues and everything that is, but they're going to start digging in. And when you dig in, you're going to see a linebacker that can run. You're going to see a tight end that's great after the catch, go with the ball. They're probably going to go look at his high school film, watch him carrying the ball as a running back. So the more you can do, you've got to have versatile players on an NFL roster, and he checks every single box.
He's going to get a chance.
That's right.
And we'll see what ends up happening, but he certainly didn't hurt himself at all with the way that he performed at the combine. I know that.
No doubt.
So we gave Kanak the fourth spot. Who are we giving the fifth spot to? Our Mason Thomas or Owen Heinecke?
I'll go. I'm fine with going our Mason Thomas there. I think he ran really well. There's another guy that when the D line and edge guys went. I mean, I know he's not a 300-pounder, but still flashing up a 4.6 at his size at an edge spot, I think is excellent. And again, I think it's one that he can probably improve on.
I thought it looked faster than 4.67.
I did too.
I sent it to you and I was like, doesn't this look faster than 4.67? But I don't think anyone, and it's funny, all of a sudden what did our Mason weigh in at? 241. All of a sudden 4.67 at 241 is the time where you're like, right. I mean, it's not 4.54, These guys are such freaks now, dude. It's amazing. But I think there are some clips of him running, like opening up full throttle before the injury at Tennessee, right? Where you were watching him going, he's the fastest man alive. Mm-hmm. Like it's just I'm not sure 4.67 is the best reflection of his play speed. Does that make sense? Like, it's not like 4.67 slow. It's fast. It is. But I feel like there's some clips of him from early in the season where you go, oh my God, like he looks like a 4-5 type of guy in some of those clips.
You're never going to watch his film and say, ah, I just, if he was a little more explosive and a little faster,
Right.
we could draft this guy. But no, not the case at all. And again, he looked good doing it. And sometime with the timing stuff, it's just weird. But like I said, I'm pretty confident that if he runs again at Pro Day, he'll improve on that.
It'll be interesting to see if he does. He didn't do the vert
Yeah.
or the broad either. So
And he's still like I know there's been quite a bit of time since he had that quad issue, but it was a pretty serious thing. And where he was starting from gearing up to run at the combine is a little different than where a lot of guys were starting off.
honestly, he could have just not run.
Yeah.
And I think everyone would have said, okay, we get it. And just expected him to run at OU's Pro Day. But I really respect the fact he's like, no, I want to run at the NFL Combine. Could the extra couple weeks of him getting further removed from the injury and a little more work on the start, like all that stuff, sure. But I just like that the guy was like, you know what? Let's compete. Let's do it.
It probably will probably have a lot of confidence coming out of that, because the last thing you want to do is go to the combine and, re-tear your quad trying to run the 40.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
to go down and lay down a good time, at least that I know of, not have any effects coming out of it, probably feel way more relaxed. And, if there was any tension there or, just any thoughts at all about how the quad's going to react, probably be able to put that behind him and just go cut one loose at Pro Day. But still, keep saying that as if he didn't run an excellent time. He did.
Heinecke gets the 6th spot. Or, hey, Marvin Jones Jr. ran what I thought was a really good 40 for him, dude.
Totally agree. And he is another guy that looked really smooth and really fast running.
I mean, he measured in at 6'5", 245, 33 and an eighth inch arm, ran a 4.69.
You get into that 4.6 number as an edge guy, you're getting to the top of the list.
And I also thought some of the drill work, like his wave drill, where the guys point, hey, go this way, go that way, go back, come back.
The worst drill at the entire combine.
It's exhausting. It's terrible. I thought that was maybe the best I can recall him looking athletically. I thought he looked great in that drill.
Yep. I totally agree. He was another guy that walked away being really impressed with what I saw.
So do we want to give the 6th spot to Heinecke or Marvin Jones Jr.?
Yeah, I'll go Heinecke. I thought Heinecke was great. Top to bottom, I thought he performed really well in all the categories, and probably his best is how he looked in some of the drills.
I thought he did a lot of good things at the combine. I thought of all the stuff I saw from him, the drill where they were backpedaling and then like reacting, he may have looked the best out of the entire linebacker group in that drill. And dude, there were some freak shows in that linebacker group.
Boy, I guess.
It was one of those things where, remember, he's got a history as a safety. I felt like that background playing in the secondary paid off in that drill. He looked fantastic in that drill where he was backpedaling and then reacting to what they were telling him to do. He stumbled in a couple of the other drills, but sometimes you got to remind yourself, like, these drills aren't playing football, dude. Go turn the tape on. You're never going to see the guy stumble. He's right. Not a stumbler on the field, but he had a couple missteps in a couple of the drills, but his best stuff in the drill looked awesome, man.
Totally agree. And again, another guy that he puts a really good, solid performance together. checks every single box. No red flag performances on anything. A lot of them are plus performances. And when you go watch the film, you're going to be really, really happy with what you see.
He was top 10 in everything in the position
Top
group.
10 in everything in one of the freakiest linebacker groups we've seen at the combine. Not an easy group to break into the top 10 in.
No doubt. And also, and I'm not trying to make excuses for Owen. Like, you got to go perform. But he's had this entire eligibility thing hanging over this entire process for him.
And he had a knee situation going on.
Yeah. We won't disclose what he told us, but something happened during the playoff game to his knee that he had to work back from.
Yeah.
And he still was able to come and put a top 10 performance in everything, right? He was 9th in the 40, 7th when you look at his 10-yard split, 10th in the vert, tied for 8th in the broad. And he was having to deal with this. Am I going back to college or am I going to the NFL thing the entire time?
Yep.
I don't know how to quantify how that affected his training, but you only got so much energy, man. And that couldn't have made, I know this, it didn't help anything, you know?
Right. No doubt. No doubt. It just a fantastic, he's another guy, Senior Bowl and Combine. He's gone above and beyond in both of those and is trending in a really good place. A guy that, you know, he was not a household name, maybe around here, but across the country was not a household linebacker name as we transitioned out of the season. But right now he's trending that direction to where people are starting to take notice. And he's a guy that, like, if you went and looked at everyone's draft board at backer before the Senior Bowl and you look at it after the combine, his name is going to be in a totally different spot.
Marvin Jones Jr. gets our 7th spot, right?
Yeah.
Really good 40. I think it was 12th of the edge guys.
Yep.
4'6'9" at 245 pounds. I think he did himself some good. I'm not entirely sure because it's been an interesting path for him, right? When you think about Georgia, then to Florida State, and then I think by far played his best football that I've seen on tape at Oklahoma. Like, it went to a different level.
Doing all the stuff that they're going to be looking for.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
He had flashed some ability to get to the quarterback, but you know, you got to be able to do a whole lot more than that. His pad level, the punch that he played with, the discipline that they asked him to have on the edge, he put together a really solid year.
Yeah, and I think he did himself some good just from the things we heard about the East-West Shrine game and his performance down there.
Yep.
So I think he definitely deserves that 7th spot because the other 3 guys didn't do a whole lot, right? Who do we give the 8th spot to? I think the 10th spot has to go to Kendal Daniels, right? Because he didn't do anything, which
I wouldn't either if I looked like that.
Dude, but Ted, I get it. I get it when you walk into the room and you measure, what was his official measurement?
6'5", 242.
6'5", 242 with a 32.5-inch arm. Yeah, I get it. That's great. But come on, man. We would have watched you do all this stuff, man.
And he would have performed really well.
That's my thing. I felt a little robbed. I'm not going to lie because it was one of those where it was like, this is going to be fun. And then it comes out, he's not doing anything. I'm like, oh, what?
Hey, it makes me really excited about Pro Day, though, to see what he's like. Because I don't know how much these guys that put on good full performances, how much stuff they're going to do at Pro Day. Well, I imagine you're going to see the full run of things from Kendal Daniels.
I hope you're right. You would assume. I'm just always my stance is always kind of like, hey, man, go do it at the combine. Go do it. Go compete. But if he absolutely destroys pro day here in less than 2 weeks, then I'm going to be like, oh, great decision. Way to go. Smart guy.
Yep. And I imagine, I don't know what it was going to like, whose flight itinerary looked like what, but I imagine there may be some more people showing up in Norman for pro day than
That'll be
previous
fun.
than we're going
We
to previously.
we will have some coverage. We're still working out the details on that, but believe we'll have some coverage on the for our OU duties. That will be that's always fun, man. Pro day's fun.
Yep.
But okay, so we're gonna give Kendal Daniels mutant measurements the 10th spot.
I don't know. Maybe we should give him like the 5 spot, being
He's
6'5",
number one.
242. Yeah.
But Dominic Williams gets the 8, Febechi Nwaiwu the 9. Guys that only did drills.
Yeah. The bet you look good in drills, like you would imagine.
I thought his body looked good. I know that may sound weird to some, but I thought his body composition looked nice. 6'4", I think 6'4", 319's really good for him, man.
Yeah.
Also, do you see his arm measurement?
Yeah.
Bro, when I saw that, 34 and a fourth. I mean, that's a tackle arm length.
Yep.
That is going to get people's attention. I've said it before. I'll continue to say it. I am confident there will be multiple teams that view him as a starting level center. I'm confident in that. And 34 and a fourth inch arms makes me even more confident in that. That's a long arm, dude. I wish he would run. I know he's not a great athlete. I'm anticipating him doing a lot of that stuff at pro day. But 6'4", 319, 34 and a fourth. That dog will hunt.
Something else, and maybe some view this as obvious, but I think all 10 guys are going to get drafted. And I don't really even question any of them.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to. The vibes are high right now. I don't want to rack my brain on the top guy. I feel
we'll
that won't
cover
get drafted.
that whenever we can't burn all our content now.
As you got picked in the second round. I feel like I'm uniquely qualified to talk about this. It's not a painful path that I want to go down right now. Okay,
I'm with you.
Just trust me. We'll discuss it maybe right before that's an April conversation.
That's
okay,
right. That's right.
Only other guy. I mean, Dominic Williams. He did the position drills. Thought he did some really nice things. Those he also came out with a long arm measurement, 33 and an eighth.
Yep.
6'2", 305, 33 and an eighth arm. And the only thing
thought he looked really lean and
sudden,
athletic and good. Yeah.
Yeah. I like the way he looked, and then got underneath the bar and ripped off 30 reps on the bench, which going into it, what did we say was the most important for him?
Show that power, buddy.
Hey.
And he did.
Hey, if you're going to be a little undersized, you're going to be a run stuffer, you got to show you're strong.
Yep.
I think that was the second best of all the defensive tackles, right?
Yeah. What did
30.
the other guy do? 49.
Yes. Some mutants out there, man. But yeah, so Dom Williams 8, Febechi Nwaiwu 9, Kendal Daniels 10.
Yeah, fair.
And it's not like those guys had bad performances. They just didn't do anything.
Yeah.
This is the most fun I've had watching the combine for the OU guys in quite some time, dude. That was a lot of fun to watch.
Because we had a guy in almost every category doing something, which has been rare.
It makes you excited about the future.
Yep, for sure.
Because it feels like the 2025 roster was talented.
Mm-hmm.
And now there's a little more momentum, and the roster should only get more and more talented.
Yep.
And if you have more and more talented guys, typically you win more and more football games.
Really good. I'm like I said, I think it's all around the best performance from a team of guys going from OU that I can remember in a long time.
I hope everyone enjoyed it as much as we did. The
I'm sure they
combine's
did.
great. Yeah, people are, this isn't playing football. Oh, shut up. It's entertainment. It's awesome. Stop complaining. It's great. Are you thinking we're gonna have some you think we're gonna have as much fun talking about basketball?
Yeah.
Yeah, you people believe Ted. But first.
Schwab Meat has been smoking the highest quality meats, hot dogs, and sausages in OKC since 1912. Go to schwabmeat.com to order any of Schwab's outstanding products and use promo code OKBreakdown for free shipping on orders over $75. Schwab dogs are iconic. I like to keep it simple. Just a bun, dog, mustard, ketchup. Also, the jalapeno cheddar smoked sausage is ridiculous. Schwabmeat.com, code OKBreakdown for free shipping on orders over $75. Schwab Meat, the official hot dog of game days.
And head to the garage for hand smashed patties, butter toasted buns, and ice cold beer. My go to is the double bison cheeseburger. It's so good. The garage is the perfect spot to watch any big game, and you can enjoy Rad Hour every day. Enjoy discounted domestic beers, house wines, draft cocktails, and frozen cocktails Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Saturday and Sunday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Visit eatatthegarage.com to find a location near you or order online from the garage in your neighborhood.
Insurica has launched a new digital agency introducing Insurica Direct. Whether you're in Oklahoma or anywhere across the U.S., they've got you covered. From small business insurance and health insurance for your employees to insurance for individuals like home, auto, and even Medicare supplements. Insurica Direct's got it all. Start your journey today at insuricadirect.com. Remember, at Insurica, we specialize in you.
All right, time for some football guys talking basketball, FGTB. And Ted, I feel like we got to start with Thunder Nuggets. That was
I had everything you want in a basketball game, didn't it?
oh my gosh. Even got a scuffle. You know I love a good scuffle. And in classic basketball fashion, just a bunch of guys grabbing each other and nothing happening. It's just the
Hey,
best.
I'll tell you though, I was watching the game and just kind of in and out of the room. And I walked into the room and looked up at the screen while it was happening live. And the first thing I saw was Jokic's face. I was like, what did I just walk in on? What is happening on that basketball floor?
Thunder beat the Nuggets 127-121 in overtime on Friday night. One of the games of the year, maybe the game of the year
Yeah.
in the NBA. And I got to say it, man. I love when we beat the Nuggets. It's so great.
Mm-hmm.
These teams clearly don't like each other. And I think it's because of what happened in the playoffs a year ago and the anticipation that, hey, we're going to meet again.
The more you play more you play teams in the playoff, the more they really. When you play 7 games in a row against you, or 6, 7 games, whatever, against, it really fuels the hatred than playing someone and not seeing them again for 20 games. It's a totally different feel.
These fan bases don't like each other either.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, my Twitter mentions are just I love tweeting about the Nuggets. I love their fans. They always, for whatever reason, our ranking in public education always comes up, and I never really respond, but just wrong guy. Wrong guy. Wrong guy for the education conversation. Just wrong guy. Wrong guy. But it is so fantastic. I had one guy called my children ugly in my mentions. It was fantastic. It's like we do not like each other. And I think I am to the point where I enjoy the Thunder beating the Nuggets more than any other team. It's fantastic. I love the animosity. The fact that we beat them in overtime without Shea. Oh, so good. So good. What are they going to say? Oh, no, we got the rest of the MVP. in overtime, and y'all still you couldn't get it done. I'm sorry. What a shame. Maybe, hey, better luck next time, Denver.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a smart play right now. You get them out there in extended minutes and probably had a plan, I'm sure, for how they're going to transition him back in. And, but to be able to, have the discipline to pull back on the reins and trust the rest of the guys to go out and get it done. That's awesome. That's what you want.
Mark Dagnall knows what he's doing, huh?
I would say so.
Guy can coach a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It was funny. They were showing SGA's reaction sitting on the bench in overtime. He's like covered his face with the towel. He like can barely watch. It was really funny to watch one of the best athletes on the planet, like one of the maybe the best basketball player in the world, react that way, like watching
Yeah.
his teammates play. I don't know. It was just there was something wholesome about it, but I I thought he was really good. You kind of forget how much time he's missed now.
Been out for a while.
He, there were some mistakes he made, some poor shot selection late when they were throwing a bunch of guys at him. That just is what it is. But guy had 36 and 9 assists in his first game back in quite some time. That's
What are you gonna
pretty
say?
good.
And as much like his game is so much feel that it's a little bit different than just a big man stepping back on the court, after missing extended time. Like he's got so much feel and finesse to his game that you would think it would take a little bit of getting back into the swing of things before you put together a knot like that. But no, not for him. Steps right back in.
What did you think of the Dort Jokic situation?
Um, I did not think that Dort should have been ejected from the basketball game. I thought
That
that
was
was
a
crazy.
bit of an overreaction, right? And listen, what Dort did, unnecessary. But I also don't think Dort, what ended up happening was not what he was trying to do. He was trying to go hip check the guy and be annoying. That's what he was going to try to. He, a little, let's go with touch him up, if you
Mhm.
will.
Yeah.
And Jokic changed course and he tripped him. And you
Well,
got people acting like Dort was trying to blow both of his knees out. Like, just calm down with the overreaction.
he here's the thing is Jokic, like Dort absolutely, threw the hip out there, whatever. But Jokic also could have, taken the hip check and continued down the floor. I I don't think that as big and as athletic as he was, that hip check created the yard sell that we witnessed, right? Just splayed out all over the floor. And then, so there's like the contact was there. And yeah, you go to the ground. Maybe you go to the ground to protect yourself from not like landing in a bad spot to try and get around it. But you also, in my opinion, and I may be wrong, but I felt like he kind of went to the ground on purpose to some degree. And if you do that, you can't really get up like seeing red like that, I don't know. I I thought it was not very much by Dort. I loved the reaction though, and I loved Jay Will jumping in there, grabbing jerseys right to the mix right away. I loved everything about it. It reminds me, it's totally different, but it reminded me you remember when uh, uh Artest elbowed Harden?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
So Harden's like taking the inbound and he's just going to create the contact and then separate to get the inbound right. And he caught the freaking elbow. It was kind of the same type of situation, like where one guy's creating some contact and the other guy, like, I don't know. It was weird. Should not have been ejected, though, in my mind.
I thought that was a bit of an overreaction.
Right.
And maybe maybe that's a reputation thing for Dort now. I and
He
I
doesn't,
know
he doesn't get a lot of texts or
Dort's
crazy
our
stuff.
guy.
Yeah.
when you play as hard as he plays each and every night, there's going to be a couple clips over a long NBA career now where, yeah, there's going to be a couple plays you're like, ooh, that's pretty physical.
Yeah.
It happens, man.
He created the whole thing. I in no way am I saying that he's an innocent bystander in this thing. No, he created the whole thing. But
Jokic is an embellisher, dude. It's what he is.
Embellisher.
It's what he does. He's kind of a flailer. I'm just gonna say it. The Nuggets fans hate Shea so much that they're blinded. They're blinded by their hate. They can't see that their own guy draws and he creates contact and embellishes things way more than Shea, but they just can't see it. They can't see it because they're blinded by their hate for SGA and for the Thunder. I'm going to continue to say it. Just watch your guy. He's constantly searching for fouls. It's a little bit of an embellisher, just saying.
He is. But my whole, Dort created it. I'm not mad at Dort for what he did. Jokic was pissed. I'm not mad at Jokic for being pissed and going after him. Jay Will came in to protect him. I'm not mad at him for, linking up, grabbing jerseys. I'm not mad at any of it. I just don't think it requires an ejection of a player for throwing a hip out there.
I agree.
Just
good win.
Yeah.
Good win. Didn't need Shea in overtime. Just sitting on the bench, letting the other guys handle it. Sorry, Denver.
It's like, put the Ferrari in the garage. That's enough for today. And still be able to go out there and finish it. That's great.
I've been saying that the stretch of games without Shea, like these other guys getting in some of these situations where they have to be the decision makers, they got to make big shots. Like, I felt very vindicated in that opinion when that group handled overtime without Shea and without Hartenstein. I continue to believe that time they had without Shea is going to benefit this team in the long run. Also, Alex Caruso that guy just does really great things when we need him most.
He was great. I love that when he dribbled down in the lane, was it Chet came down, he just dribbled right around. It was nice. He was on one. That was fun.
Thunder about to be the Mavs right now. Now it's no Cooper flag for the Mavs, so it is what it is. But that'll bring the Thunder to 47-15. San Antonio, they played tonight. They won. They are 43-17. So I think San Antonio, they're lurking, man. They're right there. Should be fun. It's going to be fun. We didn't feel this last year. This is going to be fun. I'm excited.
Yep. Things are trending nicely.
And I can't wait to play Denver again. Oh. Let's talk about more winners. How about OU women first?
Okay.
Let's just be real. They played two of the worst teams in the SEC in their last two games.
Yep. And did what they're supposed to.
Now, I will give Missouri some credit on Sunday. They kind of just wouldn't die. Like they were just lurking. It never felt like we were going to lose the game. It never did. Got a lot of good things from Beers again. Got a really nice performance from Verhulst. I thought Chavez did some good things. Now she's starting to gravitate back towards shooting high volume threes over these last two games, putting a lot of them up. Would like for her to get back to, maybe more of that mid-range game. She's an assassin in the mid-range. Just shoot them. But credit to Missouri. They hung around. The final score was 85-78, and then they changed it to 84-78. I was confused.
They go back and review a three or something?
But it was one of those where I watched the game, and I watched it finish at 85-78, and then I was putting the rundown together, and I looked at the box score, and it said 84-78, and I thought I was losing my mind.
That's crazy.
I was like, I watched it finish 85-78. What? But it is what it is. But credit to Missouri, making that a little more interesting than I wanted it to be in the fourth quarter. But the Arkansas game on Thursday, whew, that is, I suppose that's what you do to a bad team. The facts are just the facts. Jenny Baranchek came on the podcast, and then they won by 50. I'm just saying.
Fair.
These are just facts. That was they scored 44 in the first half and 45 in the second half, and Arkansas scored 44 in the game.
Well,
I mean, just that the old molly whopping.
it's crazy. And they capped it off in a great way. I saw that the committee selection committee had them in the top 12. So staring at a 3 seed right now.
Staring at a 3 seed. Yeah, so they were number 12 in the NCAA committee's top 16 reveal. The win over Mizzou, that's now 28 straight wins over unranked opponents.
Impressive.
And that goes all the way back to last season. So they beat the people they're supposed to beat.
Yep.
Which is a fantastic characteristic to have as a basketball team.
Boy, I guess. Yeah,
and
consistency.
They're going to be they're the 5 seed in the SEC tournament. They're going to play the winner of Mississippi State and Florida Thursday at 12:30.
Yeah, and it feels like they've locked up pretty securely. You feel like maybe that 3 seed, I guess, with a bad performance, maybe that would change. But we'll see how they perform. If they go and do something crazy in the SEC tournament, maybe they could jump that up a little bit.
3 seed feels great. I guess they're ranked 7th and they're the 12th seed. Like I don't know enough about the net and all that stuff. Like, I don't know. I'm not going to pretend that I do, but they're ranked 7th in the country and they're the 12th seed. Like, yeah, that even if they were ranked 7th in the country and they were the 9 seed, or even 7th and they were the 10 seed, okay, that feels close. But like 7th and 12th, it feels like, doesn't that feel like a big gap?
It's a big gap, and I'm curious to see if there's other gaps that are like that, or if that is unique to Oklahoma.
We'll get our research department on it, okay?
Because I doubt there's anyone else in the top 10 that is,
biggest difference between AP ranking and committee ranking.
Right.
But that would have been something that a good podcaster would have had prepared, ready to roll. We'll circle back to that next episode. How about that? But I handled the business the way that they needed to handle it against 2 bad teams, and now it would be awfully beneficial for them to make some noise in the SEC tournament.
Yep.
Oh, you men won again, man.
Dude, and they are so fun to watch when they're shooting the ball well.
Oh my gosh. It continues to bring me joy and make me I don't know if sad's the right word, but it's just one of those things you watch them, and I know LSU's not a very good team. I get that. But anytime you go on the road in conference play and you kind of just control the entire game, that's a solid performance, man.
LSU made a run late. I think they went on an 8-0 run at one point in the second half and, tried to close the distance. And then we separated from then on, hit a couple of big threes, and Nigel Pack playing well. McGee was right there knocking on the door of a double-double again. Defensively, they played a lot better. Forsyth continues to improve his play after dealing with those ankle injuries early in the season. I don't know, man. I'm with you. It's like every time they play good, I'm like, oh, the only thing I think of is where was that?
Yeah.
Where was that? But
it's one of those, they've got a sizable lead with 4.5 minutes to go. And it was just a couple weeks ago where every OU fan on the planet would go, oh no, here it comes.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there watching this game going, we got this, man. We got it. And Once again, I know LSU's not very good. I got it. But I just it's still enjoyable to watch my squad win, okay? I know that the writing's on the wall. I get it. But I'm just proud of the team. I'm proud of the way these guys are finishing it out. Like finish, you hear it all the time. Finish what you start. Finish what you start. Tell my kids every day. Finish what you start. Finish what you start. And to these players' credit and Porter Moser's credit, like they're finishing what they started. Yep. And I am still enjoying watching them win basketball games. And
I agree.
You mentioned Forsyth. That feels like the big what if, man.
Yeah.
Like, what if this team had a healthy Dayton Forsyth for the entire season?
Mm-hmm.
Because it does feel like that punch he gives them off the bench is
totally changed everything. Yeah.
It feels big. He had 13 in this one. Feels like a big what if for this team and a big what if for Porter Moser. But
no doubt. No doubt.
It is what it is, man. The Sooners are 15-14 now. One game over 500. Let's go, baby. And moves them to 5-11 in SEC play.
Get a chance to go beat Texas. I don't know. There's still people saying that OU's got a chance to make the NCAA tournament. I have no idea. All I know is it would do a lot of good to go beat Texas on the road, and because they're starting to play better basketball too, and they've been a bubble team. Just give them another L heading into the postseason will feel good.
There's never a bad time to beat Texas.
No.
Doesn't exist. All right, let's finish up with our winners and losers of the weekend. But first, for all of us Sooners, there comes a time when we need help. We need someone to fight for us, and that Sooner is Jeff Marr at the Marr Law Firm. If you are battling cancer or any other life-threatening condition and your insurance carrier is either slow playing or outright denying your treatment, use the law to get the medical care you need. Marr Law Firm believes you shouldn't have to fight your insurance company while also fighting for your life. Go to see Jeff Marr at the Marr Law Firm. They turn victims of insurance bad faith into champions. And 3 things matter in banking: service, service, and service. And First Fidelity Bank's commitment to exceptional service is more than a promise. It's their foundation. FFB has been by your side for over a century, and they are honored to be a part of your journey. Banking isn't about where you've been, it's about where you are headed. Open an account at an award-winning bank today at ffb.com. At First Fidelity Bank, we go where you go.
Bishop McGuinness Catholic High School represents a tradition of educational excellence in Oklahoma City. Grounded in a faith-based education, Bishop McGuinness offers a college prep curriculum that includes 26 AP courses, participation in OSSAA athletics, and numerous clubs and organizations for students to join and grow. If you want to provide the best possible educational and spiritual development for your children, contact Bishop McGuinness Catholic High School or visit bmchs.org. Financial aid is available.
And go to opolisclothing.com and use promo code OB10 for 10% off our podcast merchandise and the best OU gear around. That's opolisclothing.com and use promo code OB10. Buttery soft and 10% off. As always, Ted, kicks off. Who do you have as your winner of the weekend?
OU softball. Nice shirt.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why you watch on YouTube, baby. Got the softball shirt.
This team can hit the softball, brother. And it is crazy to watch. Everyone in the lineup. There is no it's not like you get through the first 5 hitters and you say, whew, I'm glad we're through that gauntlet. No, it's all the way through.
They've hit approximately like 1,000 home runs already this season.
Give or take. Yeah. It's nuts.
I am not a softball historian, but it feels like they're on a good pace.
I saw someone post this, and I have no idea if it's I didn't fact check it, okay? But it said that everyone that's taken an at bat for the softball team this year, there was 14 players at the time, and I think it was maybe after the first day or two of the weekend. Everyone has at least 3 home runs that has taken an at bat. That's crazy.
Dude, Wells.
Dude, she's so fun to watch, man.
Now, the only negative of the weekend was the collision,
Right.
right? And let's hope that Nellie's okay. That didn't love the way it looked. And Patty said after the game that they're waiting on what the MRI says. Don't love hearing that, but let's hope that it's nothing serious. But other than that, it was just they just assaulted the ball at the plate like all weekend long.
It's crazy.
What did they score? Like 1,000 runs? How many was it? I lost count. Didn't they? How many did they score in that one game?
30 what, 32?
29. I don't. It's
29?
one of those where you look at them put out the graphic. You're like, that can't be right. I mean, I
It,
stopped watching an hour ago because it was 1,000,000 to nothing. I got to get some stuff done around the house. It's one of those, but it was just like it was unrelenting.
I've walked, I put it on the TV and I think it was maybe like 7-0. Came back in 10 minutes later and it was like 22-0 or something. Or maybe they had 22 runs in that one inning. Couple of grand slams, no big deal. It was wild. They are crazy with the bats.
I, I we gotta start getting a little more dialed in softball wise. Now that basketball, we're close to March Madness. OU hoops, we're obviously going to be all in on what the women do in the tournament. Like that's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Very excited about that. We got to start learning the squad a little better.
We're coming up to the rail station where we're switching rails over to the Diamond Sports. It's coming.
Little football guys talking baseball, football guys talking softball. So it's like that's right around the corner. Feels right around the corner.
Yep, for sure. But
I,
heck
I
of a weekend for OU softball, and I love the position they're in right now.
I'm told we're not worried about the offensive production,
No.
but we're it we're still trying to get everything solidified in the circle. That's my understanding of things.
Yeah, and the defense, there was a couple hiccups early in the season, but and I didn't watch every game and every inning, but my goodness, some of the defensive plays, the highlights that came out of the weekend, one of the best double plays I think I've ever seen in softball. They're starting to find their rhythm for sure.
I just found it. And shout out to our guy, Jesse Crittenden, for adding this up. OU finished just the weekend outscoring its opponents 126-15 with 30 home runs.
Jeez. There you go. That's what you want.
I watched quite a bit of the Sunday game against Southeastern Louisiana, and I don't know much about softball pitching, but Audrey Lowry looked awfully good to me.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they'll continue to improve.
Yeah. I think that's something that it's okay to have a little bit of patience, with their defense. Like we always talk about how good they hit. We're often talking about the pitching, but what they may actually be the best at in the country every single year doesn't get talked about as much. And that's how good they are every year defensively. If you can hit the way they hit and you play defense the way they play defense, you're going to give yourself some time to figure out the pitching situation, and you're going to make every one of those pitchers better with what they do behind them and around them.
They're very good. We'll see if they can end up being.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, like the top 6 or 8 teams in softball are all crazy good. It's going to be an electric World Series this year.
I look forward to watching them in my hometown. Like I get to every year.
It'd be a year where you really could use the home field advantage. Sucks for those that don't have it.
Who do you have as your loser of the weekend?
I got to go with OU baseball. Now, they completed the week. They got the win over Gonzaga at home. Couldn't get the sweep on Sunday. Close game throughout. They had some really good pitchers going for Gonzaga. And then I think we gave up, five, six runs in the top of the ninth, and they separated. We couldn't reel them in. But all in all, another good weekend. 10-2, I think, on the season. But the only reason I have them as losers because on Tuesday they play that damn Dallas Baptist. Here we go.
And is this the true test?
It's one of those things where if you go beat them, I guess, or maybe it's here. I think it's here. If you beat them, buy your tickets to Omaha. But if we lose like 11-2 or 11-1, that oddly also means that we're in a really good spot. It's a weird thing with Dallas Baptist.
For those of you that are new to the podcast, recently new, this is something that Ted brings up every year. And just be prepared. Wednesday's episode will have a wild overreaction, and you really don't know which way it's going to go, depending on how the game's going to go. You just don't know what it's going to be like. But just know there is going to be just sweeping summaries made of what the season's going to be based off what happens against Dallas Baptist. It's just how it goes.
It's a weird game. It's like whenever you throw the bones out onto the table to try read the future. That's what you got to do at these Dallas Baptist games. Don't get too caught up in the results and win or lose. It's really not about that.
And don't be surprised if we do get destroyed if Ted's like, that's exactly, that's perfect. It's what we needed.
Come back and celebrate. That means we sweep the weekend. You really want to go get destroyed by them before you head into a big weekend series. And I'll have to check the schedule. It feels like we play them 10 times a year in the midweek. And I don't know. It's funny, but I'm loving where the baseball team's at right now. They got some good arms. The offense is kicked up. Did you see the In the Parker by the new third baseman? Why am I drawing a blank on his name? Was awesome. He can absolutely fly. Brock, I think, has 4 homers on the season, so things are going well.
I like it. I look forward to Wednesday's episode. It's always interesting. All right, let's get to my winner and loser. But first, guys, getting older sucks. Joints are a little stiffer in the morning. Recovering from a workout takes a little longer, and that's why I've started using Bubs Naturals Collagen Peptides. Bubs helps restore collagen levels closer to what your body naturally had in its youth, so your joints feel stronger, your hair and nails grow healthier, and your skin looks smoother. Bubs has no junk in it, and it's NSF certified for sport and Whole30 approved, and mixes seamlessly in water, coffee, or a shake. And this is awesome. Bubs Naturals is a tribute to former Navy SEAL Glenn Bub Doherty, a national hero who laid down his life saving Americans in Benghazi, and Bubs donates 10% of all profits to charity in Glenn's honor, starting with the Glenn Doherty Memorial Foundation. Live better longer. For a limited time only, our listeners are getting 20% off at Bubs Naturals by using code OKBreakdown at checkout. Just head to bubsnaturals.com and use code OKBreakdown, and you're all set. After you purchase, they will ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them our show sent you. All right, for my winner of the weekend, I'm going Jeremiyah Love. Whoa. I guess my winner and loser, but NFL Combine theme. I watched a lot of Combine this weekend. I'm not sure it's possible to look more impressive at the running back position than Jeremiyah Love looked in his Combine workout.
I'll tell you what stood out to me. How many times have we seen a guy that has like incredible on-field production? You know, whatever, 1,800 yards rushing, ton of touchdowns. And then like the combine testing just doesn't match what you see on the field. You know what I'm saying? It's rare to have a guy that puts up the numbers that he did with his career and then goes out there and is like, yep, well, that's the reason why.
4.36
Whew.
at 6 foot, 212 pounds. And maybe the best part for the quotes I saw after was disappointed in the 4.36. Uh, and the 40 was one thing, right? Dude, watching that guy's on field work, can it look any better than that as a running back? Like his footwork through the bags, it looked like he was in fast forward compared to some of the other guys, and just all the cuts going through the bags, like didn't make a single misstep. Like everything was so efficient and crisp and explosive. And then they did the stuff where he caught the ball out of the backfield, and that may have been the most impressive thing. He just looked like a jacked wide receiver out there. I was just like, what is this?
Crazy. Yeah, it's all, I mean, it's like when you're trying to explain or teach some of the drills you're going to do at the combine, you just put his statement. This is exactly how you do it.
He was running those Texas routes, angle routes to some of you. Just, he's coming out of the backfield. He looks like he's going this way and then comes back inside. For those that don't know what a Texas route is. I feel like he almost made me like fall over on the couch with his juke on those. I mean,
you
it was
jumped
one of those
the out
where I
route.
was like, oh. I mean, dude, it was, I don't know how high a running back can get drafted these days, but we're about to find out because the guy was ridiculously productive, says all the right things, does all the right things, and looked, I mean, just ridiculously smooth, athletic, explosive. He looked as good as you can look at the running back spot.
Yeah, I mean, athletically, it is good as you can look. Production in college, about as good as you can have. Like intangibles, what kind of guy is off the field, impeccable reputation. I mean, there's no marks against him. The only thing is, how high do you want to take a running back? I mean, that's really about what it comes down to.
Maybe the best way to put it. He is so good that it makes you forget about the unnecessary Y he has in his name. It's one of those where you're like, that Y in Jeremiyah is completely unnecessary. It serves no purpose. You don't need that there, dude. But it also, like, he's so good. You watch him go through the combine, and you're like, maybe every Jeremiyah should have a Y. You know, that's how good he is. Just stick a Y in every other Jeremiyah's name. He's doing it right. All the other Jeremiyahs are doing it wrong.
I can just see the combine interview with one of the teams. What's your why? Why do you do? Well, it's in my name. That's my why. That's the why I carry around with me all the time. That's why they spelled it that way. So I'm always thinking about my why.
The team psychologist is just like, man, that's good. That's really
deep.
good. That's deep, dude. Jeremiyah loves doing it right. Every other Jeremiyah needs a why. Maybe if you had a why, you'd be as good as this dude. It's a completely unnecessary why, but he's so good it doesn't matter. My loser of the weekend. As a player, you are always hoping that something that you do at the NFL Combine is going to lead to all kinds of people talking about you. Unless you do whatever Makai Lemon did at the podium. What was that, dude? And his answer was great. Amon-Ra St. Brown is an absolute baller. The body language, the mannerisms of Makai Lemon's answer there, it was all anyone was talking about when it came to Makai Lemon.
So I saw all these videos starting to show up on Twitter, and I was like, well, what in the heck happened here? And as soon as I started the video, I was like, oh my gosh. I got through like maybe 5 seconds of it, Gabe, before I just saw I can't do it. I can't watch anymore.
Yeah,
I can't watch anymore.
It made like, what was he doing? I just
don't
felt like,
know.
is that I've never it's not like people haven't interviewed Makai Lemon before. He's one of the best receivers in college football. He won the Politnikoff, didn't he? I, it's not like this guy hasn't done hundreds, maybe thousands of interviews. I don't think I've ever heard anyone be like, dude, the guy's kind of, I don't know what's going on here. Like, what was that? Was he coached to do that? Like, why was he moving like that? Why was he looking at the camera like that? What was that?
The only thing worse is like falling during your 40 or having your tights rip open and your junk fly all over the screen. Okay.
Unless you're Chris Jones, then everyone's like, hey, man, nice.
Did you engineer that yourself? Uh, I don't know. Like I said, I couldn't get through the video 5 seconds. And I was like, I don't ever want to see it again. I can't, I, I don't know.
If you don't know what we're talking about, just type Makai Lemon in on really anywhere on the internet. You'll find it, and you'll get as uncomfortable as Ted was.
Yeah, you don't have to search very hard.
Uh,
I think every single person that covers the combine or watched it, it's out there from a million different accounts.
And I've seen multiple people saying that team said like he was horrible in the interviews. I don't know,
Well,
man.
if he was doing that while they were talking to him, then yeah, I could understand why.
They just can't even like listen. They can't hear anything he's saying because,
Just staring at him like,
hey, man, are you okay? Is everything okay?
snap out of it. What's going on?
Yeah, and this is why I say I love when guys go to the combine and they do all the tests and they compete. Makai Lemon didn't. So he didn't have anything else from a testing perspective for people to talk about him. Dude, this was like, it was a full day of, dude, what's up with this guy? Now, he did do the on-field stuff, and shocker, looked awesome. The guy's a heck of a football player. He's going to be a first rounder. There's no doubt about it, no matter how weird that was.
If something like that would have happened to me, I would have been like, I saw it trending. I would have been like, oh, hell, I'm going to go around a 40. If I had to Willie Mays Hayes it from Major League and just run into the 40 line and take off down, that's what I would have done.
You just go run with the lineman. You're like, actually, guys, you mind if I just hop in here real quick? I really need people to talk about something else.
This is called changing the narrative right here.
But yeah, he didn't have it. So no one was talking about his testing numbers. It was just like, everyone's just like, what in the world was that?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
He's going to be like a top 15 pick.
Great player.
Great player. Heck of a wide receiver. Every team in the NFL wanted that guy on their team until he did whatever that was. And I'm just telling you how this league works. There's going to be some people that are like, no. Whatever that is, no. This
we don't have a metric for it, but
I don't even know how to describe it. Just go watch it if you haven't seen it. It just, there's going to be some GMs that are just like, no, we'll take the Burks kid in the second round. You know what I mean?
When in doubt, go to the next round.
And that's the last thing you want to do at the combine. Is to give any team any reason to go, it doesn't feel like he fits us.
We said it talking about our guys and just some of the, like, no red flags. No red flags, right? That was the opposite.
I don't even know what that, I don't know what that was, man. We've seen some really funny interview stuff over the years coming out of the combine. I'm not sure we've seen one more discussed than whatever Makai Lemon just did. Like, go look at all the replies to a couple of, like, the initial people that put that out. It's got millions and millions and millions of views, and the replies will entertain you for quite some time. Trust me, I did it.
It's, again, I watched 5 seconds of it, had to turn it off, throw my phone across the room, and go curl into a ball on the couch for 15 minutes.
I don't even
And I
know.
don't
Like,
even know how to explain to you what I witnessed. Well,
I,
what did he do? I don't know what he did. Okay. I don't know. It was just wrong. Whatever it was wrong, but I don't know what it was.
it's provocative. Gets the people going. I If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Let us know what you think. Tweet us. If this is the first time you're hearing about it, we're forcing you to go watch it. I definitely want to know what you think.
I feel bad for him. Like, in a way, though, it's like everything you've ever done on the field has now just been totally eliminated.
It's it's not Makai Lemon Bolitnikoff Award winner. It's Makai Lemon. Do you remember that
What
thing at
he
the
the
combine?
guy,
He was the guy that did the weird thing at the combine, right? That was it. Yeah. Now maybe he goes on to make a bunch of Pro Bowls, All Pro, Rookie of the Year. Maybe I don't know, but
he's going to be the rookie of the year, but he's going to walk into the locker room wherever he gets drafted, and it's going to be on all the TVs every single morning of training camp from the vets.
there's, I mean, the amount of times he's going to see that over his NFL career is just going to be.
You're going to have
I
to
don't know what that
dedicate.
was, man. Like I don't.
Sometimes financial situations you just got to work yourself out of, and you're just going to have to devote your entire signing bonus to cleaning the internet of whatever just happened at the combine. Just wipe it.
There's definitely an AI program that can help him out,
There's
right? Like
something out there. It has to be.
I I think that's all we need to say about that. That was a lot on the Makai Lemon stuff, but once again, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. Birthday shout outs. Happy second birthday to Kason Cottle.
Happy 7th birthday to Max Gwynn.
Happy 8th birthday to Gracie Cottle.
Happy 12th birthday to Colin Nader Hollingsworth.
Happy 17th birthday to Lauren Still.
Happy 18th birthday to Aiden. Time to move out and get a job, Leslie.
Happy 27th birthday to Lacey Joy.
Happy 67th birthday to Terry Henry.
And happy 72nd birthday to Min Nguyen. Min Win. Min Win. That's awesome. What a name. Fantastic.
Very good.
On that note, episode 610 in the books. It's kind of hard to believe we've done 610 of these.
Getting up there.
Yeah. We'll have a new podcast that'll drop on Wednesday. That damn Dallas Baptist. Just a reminder, please subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, check out our website, okbreakdown.com, for all of our stuff in one spot. Hope you all have a great start to your week. And until next time, we appreciate you all for listening. Do what you always do, Oklahoma. Take care of each other.